Hold on. I do not have... My webcam's not working for some reason. Hello. Wake up. Wake up. Give me my face. Give me my face back. Okay. Weird. Nope, nope. Hold on. Oh my god. Okay. Webcam. Let's frame you correctly. Intermission webcam. Let's frame you correctly. Jesus. Okay. Why are you so big right now? Why am I so big? Hold on. Micro adjusting. So that we are the correct size. Okay. Nearly fixed. Just gotta... There. Okay, I don't know why camera died, or decided to die right there, but we're back. Hi. Thought I could change shirts, just so I could at least look a little more Final Fantasy VII themed, but that was not going to happen, I guess, because we had to put up with technical difficulties, so it's all good now, I suppose. Here, just refresh our pages. Let me check to see if the voice is going. Here, just don't hear anything. Refresh our pages. Is my voice coming through, guys? Check to see if the voice is going. Anybody watching right now, is my voice still here? Is my voice? I'm not sure if I have a voice. I'm worried. I'm very worried. I'm going to try testing out by playing some kind of YouTube video. Here, let's try the actual thing. I'm not hearing anything. Oh wait, turn my headphones off.
New weapons are rare, but they upgrade as you level to keep them relevant. I found myself frequently switching weapons as my materia builds and party changed, but even Cloud's signature starting weapon, the Buster Sword,
alright,
a solid option.
Let's try
Rather
quick test.
It ended up being my favorite weapon by the end.
Let's try. How's it sound? Anybody watching right now, how's it sound?
Midgar's levels is fairly impressive, ranging from dirty slums to industrial Shinra facilities. That said, the level design itself is serviceable but simplistic. The combat is always a blast, and that keeps momentum high, but there's not much else to think about beyond some simple puzzles and lightly hidden items.
I got some popcorn over here on the side.
Shred for side quests, a repetitive drag. Generally speaking, though, I love that this brief section of a much larger RPG has been fleshed out with real character development and a more robust story.
Okay, I get it. Mind letting me breathe?
Ship.
I loved learning more about Jesse, Biggs, and Wedge, and seeing lively neighborhoods full of people. One excellent
Here,
mission
I'm gonna
was
check
wrestling with the
through my
decision
mobile
to
real
turn
quick.
off the giant sun lamps that provide light to Midgar's slums to progress, giving more direct weight to your group's actions. What I didn't love, however, was when this remake clearly decided it just needed more stuff to pad out its length regardless of quality. The dullest of these by far
Sounds
are when
alright.
Cloud is asked to do odd jobs around
My
Midgar's
microphone
slums.
does sound a little
Suddenly,
loud.
you're faced with
A
bottom-of-the-barrel
little
JRPG
noisy.
tropes that belittle the high-stakes events around
Here,
you.
let me,
The shopkeeper literally asks you to kill some rats. Then there's a little girl who can't find her kitty cats. Seriously?
They said that a scary man was chasing
Here,
them.
let me try
There
this.
are plenty more, and sure, you could skip
How's
these
it
side
sound?
quests, but that'll mean you
How
miss out on
does it sound?
extremely valuable items and unlocks.
How
and
does
can
it
even
sound? How does it
influence
sound?
later
How does it
scenes in
sound?
subtle
How does it
ways.
What
sound?
exactly is it you're trying to say, Merc?
We need people who can follow orders, too.
This pointless filler isn't always reserved to just side quests either. A handful of the new main missions similarly push you through events that feel totally irrelevant. They can be amusing diversions, but if you could
Still a bit
skip
loud.
a few of them entirely,
I still sound a bit
you
loud.
won't even notice.
Still sound a bit loud, in my opinion.
Square Enix has generally done a great
gonna
job
try
of
this
making this
volume.
originally brief Midgar section
blah,
feel
blah,
like a
blah.
bigger story, and
Blah,
showing
blah,
things
blah,
like
blah.
Cloud's cold Merc heart warm over time gives vital character development to a part that didn't have much in 1997. But it also raises tons of unanswered questions. Some of those are clear nods for longtime fans that will be incomprehensible to anyone else. But a lot of the totally new stuff is convoluted and confusing regardless. The way its characters wantonly spout new
That sounds okay to
nonsense
me.
it just expects
I'm
you
gonna-
to roll with towards the end of the
I think I'm
story
gonna
can
keep it
only
at
be
that.
described as some Kingdom Hearts BS. And I say that as a Kingdom Hearts fan. Ultimately, I would have liked a more satisfying conclusion to this story, and a better jumping off point for its eventual sequel. Thankfully, reaching the credits does unlock a hard mode and a chapter select, allowing you to easily return to any area with your current equipment. Filler or not, I do plan on diving back in to tie up some loose ends, or just throw some darts.
Okay, we've got about a minute and a half left before the presentation starts. So, yeah, if
Final
anybody's
Fantasy
watching
VII
right
Remake's
now,
combat
let
is
me know.
top notch, and its enemy variety kept me constantly entertained. Seeing this snippet of a story fleshed out with the
got some
previously hidden
popcorn.
humanity behind Midgar filled
Got
me with
us
pure joy.
some water.
The dull RPG filler and convoluted new plot points that accompany that did stop my ear-to-ear grin from being constant, but never long enough to kill the mood completely.
It's
This
not
remake
that
still
bad.
delivered on letting me relive part of a classic in stupendous fashion, while also standing as a great RPG all its own. Be sure to head over to IGN.com and read our full written review of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Also be sure to check out some of the new cutscenes compared to the original, or watch the first 15 minutes of gameplay. And for everything else, keep it right here on IGN.
Alright. 40 seconds left. Here we go. Ah, please, Square. Please, just make my dreams come true. Show me part 2. Show me part 2. Ever Crisis. Those are the main things I want. Those are the main things I'm looking forward to. I guess this counts as a mukbang, technically, right now. Jeez, 10 seconds already. Alright, here we go. Do we have, like, one last countdown before it actually starts? Or is it starting now? Okay. Man, this Nomura art is just beautiful. And it looks even better colored. Like, jeez. Nomura just always goes so hard with all these character designs. And he makes Cloud look more and more beautiful and epic, like, each time he draws him. Okay, so I'm pretty much I think I'm just camping on IGN's stream right now. So this is where we'll watch everything. I just hope it actually starts. Still waiting. Still waiting. Ah, here we go, finally. Okay. Last counter. Finally, they have a different countdown timer than that same old one that's been popping up everywhere else on everyone else's live streams. It's still a bit weird, still a bit minimalistic, but it looks kind of interesting. Okay, so we got a 2-minute countdown kind of thing, basically. Okay, so I kind of said this before, but since there's still time, I'll give sort of my last second predictions. I think they're going to show off something about Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2. Maybe not a full-blown trailer, but at least some kind of announcement, maybe even just a teaser kind of thing that confirms that Part 2 is in development and that we'll be learning more, maybe seeing more about it sometime soon in the next year or so. As for an official trailer or reveal thingy, I think they're definitely going to show something for Ever Crisis, because that's supposed to be coming out a little later this year. They will probably also show off some kind of new season stuff for First Soldier. There could be room for a new announcement of some kind. Probably some merch stuff, maybe even a new project. I don't know. Those are my hard predictions though, but there's still room to be surprised. We got 30 seconds left. Oh man. I'm so ready. Oh, the window's shrinking. That's weird. Again, let me know if this sounds right, if this looks right. No. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. 0. Surprise me, Square. Do not disappoint me. Ooh. Wow. Classic. The classic graphics. Final Fantasy VII, baby. Advent Children. Advent Children. Before Crisis. Oh, is this the Ever Crisis trailer? Crisis Core. Oh, baby. Go on, show off Dirge of Cerberus. Dirge of Cerberus, yeah! Hardcore edgy in the Kedgerton game, I love it. Okay, so that's just the 25th anniversary stinger. Okay. Woo! Woo! Legendary theme right there. Oh.
Let us defy destiny together.
Remake. Okay, is Remake gonna be on another platform?
You're gonna do what?
Is it finally gonna be on Xbox?
This will be a memory to cherish for the rest of your lives.
No, it looks like PC.
What have you done?
They did confirm it's gonna be on PC.
Yeah, but I'm not your sister.
Now, let the hunt begin.
Oh, Vice.
Surrender to the darkness.
Nero.
Embrace it.
This is just wrong.
On PC, right? Yep, coming to Steam June 17th. Oh, yeah. No, it's coming out tomorrow. Sweet. Can't wait to see all the mods that come out of that.
皆さんこんにちは。ファイナルファンタジー7 25周年放送、ファイナルファンタジー7 25th
Hello?
アニバーサリーセレブレーションの案内役を務め
Oh,
ます。
come on!
セイ
Really?
さんです。この放送では FF7 に関連した
No
様々な
subtitles?
情報を
Are you
お届
kidding
け
me
してい
right
きま
now?
す。
I'll have to find them
短い
later.
時間ではありますが、皆様にお伝えしたい最新情報がたくさんあります
I'm
ので、
sorry, guys.
ぜひ
Apparently,
最
I
後まで
picked the
お
wrong
付き合いください。
stream.
最初にご覧いただいたのは、ファイナルファンタジー7リメイクインターグレードの Steam 版の配信決定のお知らせでした。
Integrate's coming to Steam,
Steam
basically.
ユーザーの皆さん、お待たせいたしました。ついにこの日がやってまいりました。プレイステーション4版ファイナルファンタジー7リメイクはおかげさまで皆様に大変高い評価をいただきました。
Okay.
昨年はプレイステーション5版
I can't react to much of what he's saying because they're not giving me a way of understanding what he's
インター
saying.
グレードを
They don't
エ
speak
ピックゲーム
Japanese.
スト
I'm
ア
sorry.
で発売いたしました。
I learned a little, but not
リリースする
enough.
ことでさらに多くのプレイヤーの皆さんに楽しんでいただきたいと考えております。また、ファイナルファンタジー
Oh, you can play it on the Steam Deck.
インターグレードは
Well, I mean, obviously you could, but hey, that's cool. That's great. It's compatible with the Steam Deck.
Steam Deck なら場所を選ばず
I don't have a Steam Deck. I haven't ordered one yet. I still need the money for that.
さ
But
て続いては
I'm hella curious.
FF725 周年に関連した情報をご覧ください。
oh, okay. Merchandise and music. Kind of what I expected. There's some merch. Oh, that's such a cool digital clock. I want it. It's not practical at all. Oh, gee. Thank you so much for giving us
プレイステーション
subtitles
4版ファイ
now.
ナルファンタジー7リメイクはおかげさまで皆様に
Oh
大
my
変
god, this is so sloppy. What the hell,
ファイナル
bro?
ファンタジー7リメイクインターグレードをこの度 Steam でリリースすることでプレイヤーの
So
皆
it's
さ
on
んに
Epic Game
楽し
Store
んで
already.
いただきた
Or
い
it's
と考
gonna be on
え
Steam now.
ております。
Okay.
ファイナルファンタジーインターグレード
Let
は
me see what chat's
す
saying
で
right
に一
now.
部地域で発売されている Steam デックにも対応いたします。
Wow.
Steam デックなら場所を選ばず
IGN's doing, the team's doing their best, I guess, guys. Yeah, well, considering what the best looks like with Sonic Frontiers, me right now, I'm not too impressed. Also, God, this is so awkward.
ご覧ください。
It's gone so choppy now because they had to make that last second correction. Bro. Guys, stop. You're hurting it. Hey, Play Arts Kai. Alright, some soldiers. Nice. Cloud. Stack arts, okay. Oh, this is so awkward. Oh, it's stuttery. It's a stuttery mess now. IGN. God, bro. Guys, what are you doing? A compilation vinyl? A new arrangement CD as well as 25th anniversary playlist available on music streaming platforms. Okay, I'm curious about that. The campaign commemorating the anniversary is also underway on official social media channels. Follow us. Okay. It looks like it finally stabilized now, so hopefully it won't be a stuttery mess anymore.
FF725
Be
周
prepared in
年
many ways to
フ
celebrate
ァン
and
の
enjoy.
皆様と楽しめるよう
Oh, never mind,
様
spoke too
々
soon,
な
it's
試
stuttery
みを
again.
準備しております。楽しみにお待ちください。それでは
Audio.
FF7 モバイルタイトルの方を続けてご覧ください。
Okay, sweet. Mobile games. Probably gonna start with First Soldier. Yep, First Soldier. So, new season. Ooh! More Midgard looking stuff. Season 3, Midgard plate side. Serpent launcher. Water materia. Machinist. So we have water materia, nice. That means we'll probably see water in part 2, right? Oh man, I can't stand the stutteriness. They ruined it. Hoverboard though, that's pretty cool. I might just play this again. That's an interesting logo. Mm-hmm. America tournament. Oh, okay. Look into that. Ever Crisis? Another possibility for a remake. Ever Crisis! Yes! Crisis Core 7. Oh my god. Oh, that's cute. Oh, it's literally Final Fantasy 7. Yeah, they're literally doing a one-for-one recreation in the classic 7 style. But with, like, you know, more remake-looking graphics. Ooh. Haha, that's cool. Ooh! Yes! Zack gameplay. Oh, you can get outfits? Oh my god! New outfits, new weapons? Yeah! Ooh. Sephiroth chills. Our mission is to investigate. Oh! Yeah! The Nibelheim incident. No, stop stuttering! Stop it! Oh, the Genesis stuff. Oh, they've reframed so many of the moments, too. Oh. 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 That's different. Hello? Oh. Oh. What's that all about? Ever Crisis. Oh. Closed beta test. How can I sign up? I want to sign up.
現在配信中の「ファイナルファンタジー7ザ・ファーストソルジャー」の新情報と「ファイナルファンタジー7エバークライシス」の最新映像をお届けいたしました。続いてはこちらをご覧ください。
How do I sign up for that closed
皆
beta?
様にはきっと喜んでいただける情報になるのではないでしょうか。もちろん私自身も非常に楽しみにしております。
Part 2, part 2, part 2? Oh. Oh, are they doing it?
Boy. The price of freedom is steep.
Its legacy gave life to Final Fantasy VII.
Zack speaking.
Making progress, Zack.
Oh my god.
And Geo.
They're doing it!
I can cut loose, right?
Within reason.
It's showtime.
Oh, they remade Crisis Core! It's not Rick Gomez, but
After first class.
I want to give him a chance.
A month ago, he went missing during a mission in Wutai.
You know, I've never actually seen you use that. Don't you think it's sort of a waste?
Use brings about wear, tear,
Oh
and
my
rust,
god, they look
and
so
that's
cool.
a real waste.
Oh, it's the same battle system too. More or less, it's the same battle system. It's a pretty faithful remake.
Project G gave birth to the man we know as Genesis.
Project G.
Project Genesis.
Settle down. Zack, the puppy.
New voices?
What do you know?
Shit, we're lapdogs.
Ooh, ooh. Yeah, definitely a new voice cast, but hey, I'm hyped. Ooh, 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 ooh. I really didn't expect them to remake Crisis Core.
Not quite. It's a church.
Aerith!
By the way, what is your dream? To become first? Is it?
No, to become a hero.
Ah, good. Unattainable dreams are the best kind.
Rip.
Embrace your dreams. And whatever happens, protect your honor.
As soldier!
Come and get it!
Come and get it!
Woo! Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. Oh, that's a nice twist. This winter? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Crisis Core this
次の映
winter.
像が最後の情報です。
There's another video after
それで
this.
はどうぞご覧ください。
Is this part 2? If they're showing part 2 after showing me that, they're spoiling me.
What we've done, that's set in stone.
Oh, it is.
The past is forever. But the future, even if it has been written, can be changed. So focus on the future, not the past.
What will become of the planet?
He wants to
Yeah!
finish what he started.
Woo!
He wants to reclaim his birthright
Nibelheim.
and rule over the planet with Genova at his side.
Nibelheim incident. What is Sephiroth's endgame?
I saw you lying there. I figured it was too late.
Wait, what are you implying? That I died? That I'm some kind of imposter?
What? What is fact? What is fiction? Oh. No! Come on! Don't do this to me! Shit! God, I gotta watch this again. Oh! It's them! They're buffering
me. 5 years ago. Where are you? What happened to you?
I'm trying so hard to find you.
Oh my god, guys.
Sorry. I feel like I failed you.
This sounds cool. I wish I could see more. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I knew it. I knew it would have a new title. Rebirth. Next winter? It's coming out next winter? Shit. We're getting it that soon?
ファイナルファンタジー7リメイクプロジェクトの第2作目にあたる
Ah.
ファイナルファンタジー7リバース
How
を
many parts are we
発表させて
getting?
いただ
Can
き
you
ました
tell us?
現在チーム一丸となって鋭意制作中です。そしてリメイクプロジェクトの発表時から複数作にわたって展開することをお伝えしておりま
Oh,
したが
oh, he's gonna tell us.
ファイナルファンタジー7
Three parts. Three
ファイナルファ
parts.
ンタジー7リバース
Remake,
そ
Rebirth,
して
and the final
その先
title
の
that
もう一作の
they'll
全
reveal
三作で
later.
完結することを
That's
お知
fine.
らせいたします
Focus on Rebirth right now.
まずはファイナルファンタジー7リバースを楽しみにしていただき、ぜひ本プロジェクトの完結までお付き合いいただければと思います。
Oh, I'm so ready.
25周年もそれ以降
Oh, they showed exactly what they need to show today.
チーム一同尽力してまいります。本日はお付き合いいただきましてありがとうございました。
Oh god, music sounding a little weird. I'm gonna have to watch a more stable version of this stream again because IGN, guys, I don't know what's keeping you, but things have been feeling kind of shoddy this last month. I'm sorry to say. All right. Well, I'm not sticking around for that. Let's try to find. Here, let's check out Square's stream. All right, here we go. So let's watch this again. See if it's more stable, and if we can react a little more, a little better. Okay, man, this was so narrow focused. This is all I needed to see. I feel like you could have done Sonic Frontiers' marketing like this, and it would have been much more effective. Hell, this is more interesting than all the, all that Summer Game Fest stuff, too. And the Xbox Bethesda showcase. Even that brief PlayStation thing, it's like... You just... This is a good example of how to do a showcase like this. It's straight, it's concise, it's to the point. It told just enough and showed just enough that was in a state where it could be shown off. It's not like they announced Rebirth too soon. It's coming out next year. It looks pretty well polished and put together by the looks of things. Crisis Core looks like it's ready to come out very soon. It looks a little rough around the edges, a little bit in some places, but I mean, it's still an upgrade from the overall PSP version.
Let us defy destiny together.
I'm gonna drop plate number 7.
You're gonna do what?
What the?
They did the right thing by starting with what people already knew, with what they already announced
to
before.
cherish for the rest of your lives.
What have you done?
They deserve what's coming to them.
Yeah, but I'm not your sister.
No.
Let the hunt begin.
Surrender to the darkness. Embrace it.
This is just wrong.
So, I originally thought that part 2 was gonna have remakes on the title, but it'd have a second subtitle like
皆さんこんにち
Intergrade.
は。ファイナルファンタジー7 25周年放
Oh, you're kidding me. Was it Square themselves that went and redid? Hold on. Let's see if YouTube
5周年
subtitles are
放
up.
送ファイナルファンタジー7
Okay, there we go.
25th アニバーサリーセレブレーションの案内役を務めます北瀬義則です。この放送では FF7 に関連したさ
Bringing you
ま
lots
ざ
of
まな情報
information
をお届けしてい
regarding
きます
Final Fantasy VII.
短い時間ではありますが
Only
皆
together
様
for a
にお
short time
伝えしたい
today, but there's
最
quite
新
a
情報
bit
が
of
た
new
くさんありますので
information that I'd like to share with
ぜ
you
ひ
all.
最後
So
ま
I
で
hope you'll
お付き合
stay
いください。
until the end.
最初にご覧いただ
First
いた
thing
のは
we
フ
saw
ァイナルファ
was
ン
an
タジー7
announcement
リメ
for
イ
the
ク
Steam
イン
release
ター
of
グレ
Final
ードの
Fantasy VII
スティ
Remake
ーム版の
Integrate.
配信決定のお知らせでした。スティーブンユーザーの皆さん
Thank you to all
お
of our
待たせいたし
Steam
ました。
players waiting, but
つ
it's
いに
finally
この日が
here,
やってまいり
coming
ました。
tomorrow.
プレイステーション
About
4
time.
版ファイナルファンタジー7
We
リ
can
メイ
still
クは
support the
お
PS4
かげさま
version
で
of Final
皆
Fantasy
様
VII
に大
Remake
変
has
高い
received
評価をいた
critical
だきまし
acclaim
た。
from fans.
昨年は
Well
プレイ
deserved.
ステーション
Last year
5
we
版
released the
そ
PS5
して
version
PC
and
向
the
けには
PC
ファイ
version
ナルファンタジー7 リ
of
メイクインターグレー
Intergrade
ドを
on the Epic
エ
Game
ピック
Store.
ゲームストアで発売いたしました。この度 Steam でリリー
The
スするこ
release
と
of
で
this on Steam,
さ
we
らに
hope
多
this
くのプレイヤーの皆
provides
さんに
an
楽しんで
opportunity
い
for
ただき
even
たい
more
と考
players to
え
enjoy
てお
the
りま
game.
す。
More
また
mods.
ファイナルファンタジー7
In
リメイクイ
addition,
ンターグレ
Remake
ードは
Integrate is
すで
compatible
に一部地
with
域で発売されてい
Steam
る
Deck console
Steam
that is
Deck
already
にも
available
対
in
応い
some
たします。
cases.
Steam Deck なら
The Steam
場
Deck,
所を
you
選
can
ば
jump
ず
in and
気
play the
軽に
game
本作を楽
wherever
しみ
you
いただけ
like.
ます。
Exactly as you're supposed to
さて
do
続いて
with
は
portable gaming consoles.
FF7 25周年に関連した情報をご覧ください。
Details for the anniversary celebrations. So, merchant music. I don't need the digital clock, but I want it so bad. I want it so bad. How many different colors can it have? Play Arts Kai. So 2 different versions of Roche and 2 soldier figures. Stack Arts Cloud. So they actually made the accessories into actual wearable rings. That's so cool. And like that neck choker or bracelet, I think it's a bracelet. That's so neat. They even have little materials in them. And that compilation vinyl, planned for release on August 11th, 2022. Also planned a new arrangement CD, as well as 25th anniversary playlists available on music stream platforms. I'm curious about what this is going to be. A new arrangement CD. So did they make extra? Did they make extra tracks? Because I think they pretty much have practically every single track that's in both both the original and the Intergrade versions of the game available through iTunes and official soundtrack discs. But I hope they make this compilation vinyl available on iTunes. And I'm curious to see what these anniversary playlists are going to be like. So that should be cool. Can't wait. It's coming out so soon. Social media stuff. I'm gonna be paying attention to that. I gotta play Final Fantasy VII on at some time.
FF7 25周年を ファンの
There are
皆
many
様と
ways to
楽しめ
celebrate
る
and
よ
enjoy the
う
25th
様々な試
anniversary
みを準備
together
しており
with
ます
fans. So
楽
there's
しみ
lots
に
to
お
look
待ちく
forward
ださい
to.
それでは FF7 モバイルタイトルの情報を
Mobile
続け
game
て
news.
ご覧ください
So new season of First Soldier. So yeah, they got Midgar Plate areas. Highway Star. Midgar Plate side. I might actually play that because I like the plate. I like seeing more of that area, so it'll definitely be more interesting to play. Serpent launcher. Okay. The wire materia. I hope this means it's coming in Rebirth as well. Give us more materia. Give us more element. Machinist. We have hammers now. It's nice that they're still making use out of all those remake assets. Especially Midgar, since we're not going to be there for a while in the actual story. Hoverboard with a rocket launcher! I will find a way to write that. First Soldier. So details on North American tournament coming this summer. Follow the official Twitter page and website for latest updates. Check official Twitter for details on new collaborations starting today. Okay. Another possibility for a remake. It just had to remake everything twice. Final Fantasy VII and now Crisis Core are being remade twice. If they were willing to do a remake of Crisis Core, might they be willing to do remakes of the other like direct remakes of the other games for those in between years, between remake parts? Because that would be pretty cool. If there's a Cerberus remake, maybe. Race your dreams. You still have the dialogue options. Take that, bad guy. So yeah. This is based off the original version of 7, because President Shinra is physically right there. He's not being projected as a hologram by the helicopter, you know, like a sane person would do, because the Mako reactor's about to blow up. He's just physically there in person, like an absolute idiot, and he's gonna jump onto a helicopter to get away, because technology was limited back in the PS1 era, and that was the best way that they could tell this part of the story. But I like how they also made all those other compilation cutscenes. I like how they recreated them, not just in this like kind of Final Fantasy VII original inspired art style, but also the animation style and the cutscene presentation style. It's like, what if we made these games in the PS1 era, only, you know, it doesn't look like the PS1 era, it looks better. Even Reno activates the plate separation protocol like he originally did in the original version. Oh, I can't wait to play this. And these battles, they look so immaculate. Okay, let's take a look at that the command menu. This is such a great art style. Let's see, Braver, Armor Break, Raikiri, Fire Blow, Ruinra. I don't know what Raikiri is. It looks like a thunder-based attack. But Dark Star's casting Thunder, and Cloud's casting Raikiri, so maybe it's supposed to be called that. There's an attack button right there. So these look like materia-based commands. But Braver's a limit technique, so it's kind of a combination... It's a combination of a couple of styles. There's also an auto-battle mode, I think. Looks like you can command Tifa Barrett, like, as a commander. So it's a little similar to how they reinterpreted the ATB system. Let's see, check. Universal Vice. So Zack's abilities here. Guard Break, Rapid Slash, Thundara Smash, Blizzara, Kira. Aerith's abilities. Diamond Dust, Wall Protect, Mel Spike, Life Veil, Area Blizzaga, Fiber. Diamond Dust, okay, so she was using... Yeah, she was using Summon right there. She was using Shiva. Cross Slash. Again, Cloud with the different weapon and his Advent Children outfit. That's pretty cool. Oh my god. Oh, wait. No, that's not quite his Advent Children outfit. I mean, it's similar, but he's got different armor on. He's got two other katanas. Does he use any of them? It's like it's inspired by his Advent Children style, but it's also a samurai style outfit. Also, that looks like one of the Crisis Core bosses. Tifa looks like she's wearing something inspired by Ryona from Final Fantasy VIII. So I wonder if you can get outfits inspired by other franchises or other games. And I wonder if they have stats. Yeah, she's fighting another one of the Crisis Core bosses. I wonder if this is like a bonus mode kind of thing. I don't remember what this outfit's from. It's either an outfit Yuna wears in Final Fantasy X, or it could be an outfit that Luna wears in Final Fantasy 15. It could be a character from a different Final Fantasy game, for all I know. And then this. Double dose of Nibelheim incident. Here we go. Our mission is to investigate an old Mako reactor. So the Cloud version of the Nibelheim incident. And then the Crisis Core events. It's so weird that we get to see two different versions of this same scene in this video. They reframed this. Cloud jumps out of the way onto a pillar up there. They get to do better camera angles too. This is so neat. So this is pretty much a new way to reintroduce the original versions of the Final Fantasy VII games to new players who maybe don't want to, like, you know, play the original game because it's, like, you know, so old. So they get a taste of what the original story was, which is kind of important in context of Final Fantasy VII Remake, because the big story point of Final Fantasy VII Remake is that fate and destiny are being pressured to change. Things are happening that make things play out differently, and fate is actively resisting that change happen. There's subtle changes that are happening to the original story of the game, and these embodiments of fate are physically trying to correct those changes so that the original story can still happen. It's like a meta-narrative kind of thing. Final Fantasy VII's original story is changing Destiny's trying to keep it on the course of Final Fantasy VII Remake, but certain forces are at play that are trying to change that. So, if you play Remake after having played the original game, you get a deeper understanding and appreciation for what the story is. If you're playing Remake for the first time, it works as a decent new introduction, a modernized introduction to the Final Fantasy VII story, but then once it starts focusing on all that Destiny and Fate stuff, it might lose some new players. So that was kind of one of the weaknesses with the direction they took with the game. But this could be a chance to mitigate that. Make the original story accessible to more people so that they can have a better understanding of why these changes matter and why they're being focused on so much. Okay, anyway. Then this part. That Sephiroth sword, the Masamune. Now it's a different samurai sword. There's Sephiroth. Then it's a different haircut. Is this still Sephiroth? It kind of looks like Sephiroth. He's got similar looking armor. And a similar looking hairstyle. Could this be younger Sephiroth? And, why does he have so much blood on his face? Are we gonna focus on that and, like, is this gonna be part of, like, maybe an overarching narrative in Ever Crisis? Or will this also be covered somewhat in First Soldier? Because a lot of people were speculating back in the early days that First Soldier might potentially have been an origin story game for Sephiroth, because we have not seen anything about Sephiroth's past beyond what we see in Crisis. Excuse me. Beyond what we see in Crisis Core, we've only ever seen the parts of Sephiroth's past that are like that relate to Angeal and Genesis, the two friends he kind of bonded with in the Soldier program. We know nothing about his childhood. All we know is that he was told that his mother's name was Genova, that she died after giving birth to him. He knows that his father is Hojo, but we don't know anything else about his upbringing. Just that he became, like, the pinnacle soldier out of the whole program. So, First Soldier still might have some story or lore implications of some kind, however light they might be, because it's the origin of the Soldier program. And Ever Crisis, it's retelling the compilation of Final Fantasy VII as faithfully as it can in a new framing format, but it might have some other story implications to it based on that cinematic they've shown with a younger looking Sephiroth. Who knows? Maybe both games are trying to tell a narrative. Both mobile games might have some story significance to it. People are gonna say, "Oh, Nomura strikes again," but I don't know. I'm curious. It definitely makes me curious. I want to know how I can play this. How can I sign up? How can I sign up for the closed beta test? I gotta find out. I'm gonna scour the social media pages to find out.
現在配信中のファイナルファンタジー7ザ・ファーストソルジャーの新情報とファイナルファンタジー7エバークライシスの最新映像をお届けいたしました。続いてはこちらをご覧ください。 FF7 ファンの皆様にはきっと喜んでいただける情報になるのではないでしょうか。もちろん私自身
He would be excited about this one because this one's his baby. He worked on Crisis Core. Okay, so
boy, oh boy, the price of freedom is steep.
I still miss Rick Gomez. He will always be Zack to me. He just had such a cool voice. But my main complaint with the new voice actor for Zack in Remake was that we got such limited exposure to him. And I want to give him a chance. I feel like I've not been given much chance to try to get used to him. So now that he's going to be voicing Zack for a whole game, this could be a good opportunity for me to, like, you know, see if I might actually like him after all. I'm always open for that.
speaking.
Making progress, Zach?
And Geo. I can cut loose, right?
Within reason.
I don't know. The delivery is still kind of awkward to me. It's really nice to see his young hairstyle again, though. I really liked this look.
Showtime!
There he is with the soldier sword. Maybe we might even get better looks at how all the soldier uniforms work. They might have added content to this. That'd be
Soldier First Class Genesis. A month ago, he went missing during a mission in Wutai.
You know, I've never actually seen you use that. Don't...
So, okay, that's interesting. Angeal always had the bolted guard around the Buster Sword, so I guess they just retconned that whole ornamentation thing. I'm kind of disappointed by that. I liked how the ornamentation looked on like the guard on, like, you know, this part of the Master Sword. Not the Master Sword, sorry. Got my games mixed up today. The Buster Sword. This is why I can't do 2 different game themes in one day.
Don't you think it's sort of a waste?
Use brings about wear, tear, and rust, and that's a real waste.
Yeah, that's just the classic. I guess they just wanted to retcon it back onto the design. I kind of wish they kept the guard as it looked in the original Crisis Core and Advent Children, and then just, you know, add it. Maybe Zack adds like the guard to it later to protect it, or to at least protect some part of it a little bit. That was the headcanon I kind of had, and I liked that idea, just so I could have both designs. But it looks like they really just chose one design over the other, and that's a little disappointing. But hey, at least it's going to be thematically consistent now. It's going to be aesthetically consistent. Maybe that's how we tell the difference between the 2 different timelines we got. That's the other thing. How faithful is this story going to be? Excuse me, got a popcorn kernel stuck in my throat somewhere. How faithful are they going to recreate everything in this story? Is it going to be like with Remake, where they change some things up or expand on some elements? Or is it literally going to be the exact same story with the exact same beats and nothing is added or even changed? I don't mind if nothing gets changed, but I would like to see some added content, just to, like, kind of help expand the game, because the PSP game was still pretty beefy, but if this is going to be like a full console release, I would like a little more story content, a little more gameplay stuff to, like, enjoy. Is it still going to be in the mission format? Ooh, nice. Oh, God, Zach, you gotta heal, bro. Uh-oh.
Project G gave birth to the man we know as Genesis.
It's nice we'll begin to listen to more of this Sephiroth voice actor, too, and get to see, like I was talking about before, we get to see Sephiroth the soldier, you know, still being a relatively sane, down-to-earth individual with some personality before he gets absolutely broken.
Project G.
Project Genesis.
The framing of these cutscenes is super faithful. It's a one-to-one shot almost.
Settle down, Zack the puppy. What do you know?
Shit, we're lapdogs!
So, we get our first taste of Remake Genesis. And I wonder if he might still have some involvement in the remake story, beyond just his role here in Crisis Core. It's interesting. It's still... It almost looks like it's... It's almost like it's a remaster, but it's clearly it's a remake, but it's not up to the same... It's not to the same degree of graphical fidelity as, like, Remake is, but it's still pretty damn close. It is still a huge upgrade from a PSP game.
Not quite. It's a church.
By the way, what is your dream? To become first? Is it?
No, to become a hero.
Ah, good. Unattainable dreams are the best kind.
Embrace your dreams. And whatever happens, protect your honor.
As soldier! Come and get it!
Reunion. So they're probably not going to use Reunion for the last part of Final Fantasy VII Remake, but I mean, it's nice that they're using it here at least. Now, this is interesting. So it's going to be on PS5 and PS4, Xbox Series X, and Xbox One, and on Steam. Probably might get added to Epic Game Store later, I guess, since they have Remake available on there. But now it's reversed. Now it's Steam who gets it first, and maybe we'll find out if Epic gets it later or not. I don't know. Kind of weird. But it's also going to be on the Nintendo Switch. So I think that might explain some of the graphics and the art style. It would appear that I think they made this on kind of a lower kind of graphical demand and fidelity with the Nintendo Switch in mind. So it will still look good and as great as it can be on platforms like the PS5 and the Xbox Series. But it also doesn't look so detailed and so demanding and so polished that the Nintendo Switch couldn't handle it. And I'll be very curious to see how this looks on the higher end consoles. I might get it for the Switch too, just because, you know, hey, get to have that portable game experience again. That would be nice, but I'm definitely looking for this version of the game right here. The PS5, I want to play this on the PS5. I want to play it on a home Sony console like I always wanted to. So I can't wait to see if it looks a little better on the PlayStation. Hopefully they were mostly just showing off the Switch version here. Hopefully it runs well on the Switch.
さて、次の映像が最後の情報で
And
す
the。last video.
それではどうぞご覧ください。
I'm probably going to be going back and forth on this one a lot, so I'm going to listen first.
What we've done, that's set in stone. The past is forever. But the future, even if it has been written, can be changed. So focus on the future, not the past.
He wants to finish what he started. He wants to reclaim his birthright and rule over the planet with Genova at his side. I saw you lying there. I figured it was too late.
Wait, what are you implying? That I died? That I'm some kind of imposter?
You were here with me 5 years ago. Where are you? What happened to you?
I'm trying so hard to find you.
Sorry. Feel like I failed you.
Okay. A lot to take in and unpack there. So let's go back to the beginning here.
What we've done, that's set in stone. The past is forever. But the future, even if it has been written, can be changed. So focus on the future, not the past.
So, okay, that line there. I think that's largely referring to the events of the ending to the first part 1, remake, how that happened. Basically, kind of a spoiler alert thing, but basically, they defied fate. Sephiroth interfered so much that he essentially tricked Cloud and the party into helping him just literally physically destroy the metaphysical embodiment of fate that was trying to maintain the original timeline of events from happening. The timeline where Sephiroth ultimately loses in. Cloud and everybody defeated fate, so now the future is unwritten, basically. They are no longer bound to the destined future of the original version of events in Final Fantasy VII. So what Aerith's talking about there, the past has already happened. That can't be changed. The past the events that happened in the past, Final Fantasy VII, are still largely the same. They haven't been changed. But what she's talking about now, the future is a blank slate. Even if it's been destined or foretold, they could still change it somehow if they want, if they try to find a way to change it. So that's what she's emphasizing there. However, they were focusing on Zack carrying Cloud.
So focus on the future, not
And you see that angel feather, and that angel feather kind of looks like one of the feather from one of the wings Angeal has, which we saw in the trailer for Crisis Core Reunion earlier.
past.
So, and they're going to come back to a shot similar to this later, which is, it suggests something really interesting, and I'll get to it a little bit later when we get to that other part.
Future, not the past.
So there's that shot of Meteor. That's the future. That's the destined future that they are concerned with changing, potentially. What will become of the planet? It's up in the air now. Here's our first footage of in-engine gameplay of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Remake Part 2. We see the compass navigation as well as the command menu UI kind of there. The menu's not up right now. So I wonder if that's because this is largely just a cinematic traversal moment where it's still gameplay, you can still move the characters, but you can see the camera sweeping dramatically. So it might be one of those kind of it's like a camera that's moving on its own will, and you're largely just moving Cloud forward, because this part of the story, it's Cloud retelling his recollection, his version of events of what happened in Nibelheim 5 years ago. What led Sephiroth into becoming the villain that we know him to be in 7. So, this is a controlled narrative. So, there might not be as much freedom in this story because it's Cloud telling a flashback. He's narrating a flashback, basically. This is what I remember, so we probably have little choice but to move forward and follow the story that Cloud is telling us.
He wants to finish what he started. He
There's
wants to
Sephiroth.
reclaim his birthright.
But this pretty much confirms that, just like with the original version of 7, the Nibelheim incident flashback from Cloud's perspective will be a fully playable episode within the game. Will we get to control Sephiroth, or will he just be a guest party member who will just be kind of like in the original game? He just does his own thing and pretty much obliterates everybody before Cloud can even so much as lift a finger. I have a feeling they'll make the gameplay a little more dynamic than that, because clearly they're going to be walking on foot all the way up to wherever the Mako reactor is in this mountainscape, and I feel like they're going to try expanding on the experience, give you just a little more to work with. We might get a bit more insights into Sephiroth's character. You know, get a little more tastes about who he is as a man still, you know, with all of his baggage and his inner turmoil. Maybe we might even hear him talk about stuff relating to Genesis and such, because Genesis is the main reason that they've gone to Nibelheim at all in the first place. But getting ahead of ourselves here.
And rule over the planet with Genova at his side.
And there's flashbacks to that. Was Sephiroth's in? That's a twofold question, because if you played the original 7, you know that he's ultimately trying to destroy the planet, basically, so that he can gain enough power to become a god. But we're dealing with different versions of Sephiroth in Remake. And the Sephiroth that we ultimately fight at the end of Remake, he seems to have a hidden ulterior agenda than what we traditionally know him for doing in the story. He doesn't just want to do his whole thing with the planet and Genova. He seems to have this desire to change fate. For what purpose? We can speculate at, but we don't know for sure, so this is a twofold question. So again, more of the walking
I
stuff.
saw you lying there. I figured it was too late.
Wait, what are you implying? That I died? That I'm some kind of imposter?
Okay, so, two things here. First of all, this shot is freaking gorgeous. They gave the Nibelheim mountain range, such a glow up. It always looked so weird and jarring whenever I looked at it in the original 7. In Crisis Court, you tried to make it a little more cohesive, but it still looked kind of weird and stylized. This feels so much more cinematic. This is much more cohesive, and it belongs to the established aesthetic of this world. They did such a good job. They really wanted to show off how well they made this. And it's just so cool to get this taste of this environment outside of Nibelheim. From Midgard. We're going to be... This gives me a lot of excitement to see how they make the rest of this world look, because we get to see so many varied environments now. And I can't wait to see how they reimagined them. I mean, this, so far... Chef's kiss. Great reimagining. I want to see more of this world now. As for the dialogue here, story-wise, kind of a spoiler, but basically later on in the original 7 story, we find out that Cloud's memories and even parts of his personality are not what they appear to be. And you actually do get hints of that throughout the story of Remake, where some of what he says and what he reacts to and memories that he should share with others, there seems to be inconsistencies with them, particularly whenever he says something and Tifa kind of visibly reacts a little confused, but then kind of silences, kind of shuts up a bit and just doesn't speak up about her discomfort. It's this subtle sign that things that Cloud's talking about don't match up with what Tifa remembers. And they're supposed to have a shared past together. And then here, this is further elaboration on that. Cloud's saying that he came across Tifa's body somewhere. He figured that she had died, or he thought it was too late. But Tifa's here. She's here right now. This is the first time we actually hear Tifa, like, straight up question and contradict Cloud's narrative on things. And in the original 7 story, this is kind of also the first time where she does kind of question Cloud's recollection of the events. Like, there's parts in the story where, you know, you can choose what you do related to Tifa, and Tifa frames the choice in terms of, Cloud, did you go up into my room? And then you get to choose whether you go to Tifa's room or not. You can say yes, and that furthers the story and everything, but this might be a little more, I think they're expanding on it a little more here. Tifa's literally questioning, wait, you thought I died? What's that supposed to mean? Do you think I'm not who I am? There's probably more lines to the conversation than just these two. There might have been another line in between these two that justifies this line right here, that I'm some kind of imposter. But this is the first time in Remake's story where we've seen Tifa actually confront and contradict Cloud on how he's remembering an event that they both shared, that they were both in. And this is an important one, because this not only builds a lot of who Cloud is as a character, it not only explains his rivalry with Sephiroth, but it also explains, like, you know, it's important to Tifa. It's how she got to where she is in Midgar, and how she lost people she loved and cared about too. Cloud lost his mom in this incident because Sephiroth killed her, but Sephiroth also killed Tifa's family too. So this is a moment that means a lot to the both of them, and when Cloud is saying things that he swears he remembers, that he claims are the truth, but they don't match up with how Tifa remembers things, it's subtle foreshadowing to what the ultimate twist and revelation behind Cloud's memories and personality are later in the story. So this is a clear sign that they're going to be focusing much more on that and expanding on it in a lot of ways. And I can't wait to see how the way that they're presenting this really feels like this is how the game's going to open up. Because at the end of Remake Intergrade, we saw everybody pretty much about to head into the town of Calm. Calm is where Cloud tells the backstory, where he tells this flashback. So I would not be surprised if this is how we open up on the game. We begin with Cloud's telling of the Nibelheim incident. Our tutorial, our beginning for the game, is Cloud's flashback of his last mission with Sephiroth. And there's shots of Aerith and the fate that she might be doomed for. Or will she? What is fact and what is fiction? This is sort of a twofold thing again. I think this is largely focusing on Cloud's memories because, again, we've been shown several times that Cloud's memories might not be real, that they might not be what they appear to be. So this is straight up calling into question what Tifa was pointing out, that Cloud's memories don't add up with her own. What's the truth? But this could, again, also be referring to the larger narrative of Remake, where fate's being meddled with suddenly. And then this moment, we're right back to where we started with the trailer, where it's Zack carrying Cloud towards Midgar. Normally, this would have been where he would have died in the original version of Crisis Core. Spoiler alert, but I mean, it's a decades-old game by now, so it's continuing on from where Remake ends, where instead of dying, he continues carrying Cloud towards Midgar to try to meet up with Aerith. We saw at the end of Intergrade that in Zack's version of events, he shows up at the church where Aerith would be, but she's not there. And for some reason, there's a lot of people that are sad in the church, as if mourning someone who is lost. Zack is confused about what's going on. And now, Zack's saying,
You were here with me 5 years ago.
You were here with me 5 years ago.
Where are you? What happened to you?
I think it's suggested that he's speaking to Aerith, because Aerith's the one person he was expecting to see when we saw him last time, but she wasn't there. So he's directly asking her, where are you?
I'm trying so hard to find you.
And now Aerith is speaking, almost in response to Zack.
Sorry.
However, Aerith does say something similar in the original Final Fantasy VII. If there's an episode or an event where you go to this theme park, and basically, depending on your past choices in the game, you get the option to or the opportunity to date a particular character in the party. And if you choose to go on a date with Aerith, you get to do all sorts of things together. You get to ride rides together, you get to play games. But if you go on the Ferris wheel ride, Aerith will say something to Cloud, like she's trying to find him, trying to find the real Cloud. And this is foreshadowing to how she knows that there's something off about Cloud, that he's not who he appears to be, because a lot of parts of Cloud remind her of Zack. So she seems to have a bit of more of an understanding of what the truth behind Cloud's personality and memories are. So I can't help but feel like this is the same line. It's being framed as if she's talking directly to Zack, but it could still be the line that she says to Cloud, that she knows that the true Cloud is in there somewhere and she's trying to find him. However, like the other things we saw before, this could be a double meaning. She could be saying that to Cloud, but the fact that they're framing it here almost as a pseudo conversation with Zack, maybe she is trying to find Zack. Whether it's the Aerith in the Timeline A or Timeline B, whatever's going on right now.
I feel like I failed you.
Zack says he feels like he failed her. And that could refer to anything. Maybe just not meeting up with her, or being gone, or missing. I'm really curious to see what the context of these lines are in the overall story, because this is what they're emphasizing. There's going to be the events of the original 7 that we're still largely going to be following and sticking to in Part 2. But now there's also this Zack narrative. And how does that relate and connect to what we witness with Cloud's party in Remake? What's the connection? What's going on? Because clearly there's a consequence to how there are consequences to how they defied destiny and changed fate. And I think part of the sort of secondary plot towards this game is going to be focusing on just what are the ramifications of that change. How does that affect Cloud and Tifa and Aerith and everybody else? And how does that affect Zack and the Cloud and maybe even the Aerith in the reality he finds himself in? And how does that reality affect the main party's reality? I really can't wait to see where this goes. And I can't believe that we are getting this game so soon. It's gonna be next winter. We're getting Crisis Core Reunion this winter, and then a whole year later, we're getting part 2. This is crazy. Oh man, they've really been doing their business. They have been putting their nose to the grindstone on all these titles these last few years.
ファイナルファンタジー7リメイクプロジェクトの第2作目にあたるファイナルファンタジー7リバースを発表させていただきました。現在チーム一丸となって鋭意制作中です。
It looks like they're pretty far along already, and I mean, it certainly helps that they already have an engine to work with. It's just now they have to figure out how do they use that engine to adapt the larger world of Final Fantasy VII. A lot of people were wondering if they're going to be doing an open world format. I'm not sure if this necessarily confirms that. I'm thinking it's going to be more of an open zone format, because that will probably make more sense for telling the story and covering the scope of the game. Because the other thing here is that they announced here that it's going to be a 3-part series, which is good. It should... 3 parts is probably the length you want to keep a series like this, because that's about all people really have patience and attention span for. It's the same thing with the movie formula. If you're gonna make it a franchise, you're signing on for a trilogy, because you still need to gauge whether there would be need for more. Now that said, I totally could have forgiven them making this a 4-part series, but that's the absolute longest I think they should have made it. My only concern I've ever had with it being a 3-part series is if they might not have enough scope and size and length to completely flesh out the larger world of Final Fantasy VII, but the fact that they have settled and confirmed and committed to announcing it as being a 3-part series, that tells me that they're pretty confident with how they want to go about presenting and adapting the world and reimagining the world of Final Fantasy VII Remake. I think they're still going to hit all of the major beats, all the major locations that we can expect, and, you know, some of the minor optional ones will have a place there too. Will we be able to explore them in an open, non-linear format like you could with the original open world? Or will it be made a little more linear? I'm not sure. It might make a little more sense to linearize it a little more. That way, they can tell the whole story they're trying to tell without needing to make it more than 3 parts.
Remake, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
So, Remake Part 1, Rebirth Part 2. And that color choice is interesting. And the final title, which will have its own subtitle when it's time to focus on it. I don't need to know what the last title is going to be right now. I just want Rebirth. I'm going to keep my focus and expectations on that. That way, I will not go insane.
お知らせいたします。まずはファイナルファンタジー7リバースを楽しみにしていただき、ぜひ本プロジェクトの完結までお付き合いいただければと思います。25周年もそれ以降も皆様にお楽しみいただけるようチーム一同尽力してまいります。
Man, they absolutely won this.
お付き合いいただきまして
If we still had an E3, Square Enix would have won it. Somehow they won E3 without there being an E3 this year. This was... This was immaculate. This is the kind of presentation style I've been missing from a whole lot of stuff. Oh, it looks like Young's got another tick. Oh, jeez. I kind of figured he'd be focusing on that. I will look into that on my own time later. Yeah. I did not mean to hit that. Here, let me just refresh all these things. But, yeah, that's gonna be us for today, guys. Man, this this was like the highlight of my day so far. Finishing Zelda, that was fun. Finishing it earlier, that was great. We've committed to a Zelda marathon now, and now we're going to chase that as far as we can, and the timing that will make sense. But oh man, all the 7 news. I'm just so hype and excited, and I gotta find an excuse to start streaming some Final Fantasy VII at some point this year. I will find a way to make that work at some point. Right now, our focus is still largely on Sonic and Zelda stuff. It'll be nice to get back to some Kingdom Hearts 2 at some point. But I definitely want to introduce Final Fantasy VII soon. So we will find an opportunity. We will find a way. But this was really fun. Thank you for joining me, if you did join me. Thanks for watching this later, if you do. I'm going to post this as soon as I can on my YouTube channel. And I'm going to get back to posting other things on my YouTube channel soon, so don't worry. But, man, I'm hype. I'm excited. I want to play some more Final Fantasy VII Remake. Oh my god, and we're gonna be able to do that. I gotta figure out how to get on if I can get into that closed beta for Ever Crisis, because I really want to play that. I don't want to wait too long. I want to play that game. I hope it is fully playable sometime later this year, and I think it might still be. But there wasn't a whole lot of time between the closed beta for First Soldier and then its eventual full release, but so it might be a similar time frame for Ever Crisis, but if I can, I would definitely love to. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. Thank you all for joining me for either the Zelda stream or the Final Fantasy stream, or for both. And I have not put anything on my schedule yet for tomorrow or the next few days, but I will update the schedule and I will let you know when I plan on streaming again soon. I might have some time for Sonic Generations tomorrow, actually, so yeah, I'll commit to that for right now. So tune in tomorrow for some Sonic Generations. We will try Seaside Hill and the Shadow Boss battle and all the other Adventure Dreamcast era stuff again tomorrow without any technical interruptions, hopefully. Today went well, so hopefully tomorrow will go well too. Yeah, and then we will shortly after that, probably Sunday. Let me see. Yeah, on Sunday we will pick up with our Zelda marathon with The Legend of Zelda 2: Adventure of Link. And we will see if we can blast through that any quicker. I hope so. That would be nice. But, yeah. So, Sonic Generations tomorrow. Sunday, Legend of Zelda 2. And we'll probably just be kind of hyper-fixating on those two games for a while. Once I finish one or the other, I'll try to introduce another game in the series. I mean, I might just keep pushing forward with Zelda for a bit. You know, I definitely want to do a live stream cover of the Nintendo Direct whenever that happens, whenever it gets announced. It's starting to look like it's going to be either on the 28th or the 29th at this point. Hopefully the 28th, because then I might have the chance to do a quick little collab with my good friend Ginny Tonic TV, because they will be largely more available on the 28th than the 29th. But if it is on the 29th, and I gotta do it by myself, I'll do that. I mean, I definitely want to cover that, and I want to get my reactions in real time. And hopefully that stream will be much better managed than IGN's version was. Either that or it was Square. It could have been either. I'm not sure. It feels so tempting to blame IGN for everything this week, or this month, but it might not be them. I want to be fair. Anyway, I will definitely be playing some Zelda, at least until towards, like, you know, the end of the month. So maybe that'll carry us into A Link to the Past. I'll definitely keep playing until, maybe until Link's Awakening. That way we got, like, kind of a good, you know, 4 games under our belt, and then I'll probably try focusing on some other games for a while before we move on to games like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. But we will be getting to those this year, I promise you. And we will reintroduce Kingdom Hearts 2 at some point. I will find an excuse to play Final Fantasy VII on here, and once the summer is over and we start getting to spooky season, maybe I will introduce some spooky content as well, which will be really weird for me. I'm still going to be playing the traditional feel-good stuff here and there, but I will make sure I have at least one spooky game going on during that month. So that's the stuff I'm committing to for you guys right now. So, like I said before, tune in tomorrow for some more Sonic Generation stuff. In the meantime, if you like what you saw here, go ahead and give me a follow, hit that notification bell right there so that you're notified the next time I stream. Maybe even subscribe to me if you really like what you saw here. That really helps me grow as a streamer. Share this to as many of your friends as possible. Get more people watching. That really helps me grow as a streamer. It will inspire me to try to do more out there stuff, more crazy stuff. If you want to check out my previous streams, I'm uploading stuff onto my YouTube channel at Hero of Light 13. If you like what you see there, go ahead and leave a like and a comment on those videos. Give me some feedback. Let me know what you think. Maybe what I could try a little better. Maybe what I should play next, as opposed to the stuff we've been doing so far. Go ahead and subscribe, maybe, if you'd really like it. It costs nothing to subscribe to me on YouTube, so, you know. And like with before, hit the notification bell on YouTube to get notified of my uploads once they happen. If you want to follow me on social media, I'm active on Twitter, so go ahead and follow me at X234KYLE. That's at X234Kyle. I also go by Hero of Light 13 on there, so it should be easy to find me that way. I tend to give a heads up post about when I plan on streaming later in the day, just as an extra warning. So it's a good way to keep up with my streams that way. All right, and yeah, that's gonna cover us. Just tune in tomorrow for some Sonic Generations, probably around noon or maybe just 10. I don't know. I will figure out a time later and I will let you know. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Keep the hype alive, and tune in tomorrow for some more fun. I'll see you all then. Take care and have a great day. Come and get it!